Hopefully the
Anybody
stream...
else had that?
I don't know.
Yeah, it dropped off.
You guys still around?
Yeah.
It says stream resumed. Interesting. The stream is continuing. Well, I don't see what would have caused that, but since it's still working, we'll just keep going along here.
Nothing to see here. All is fine and well.
Move along, folks.
Oh, there you go.
Move along.
Yeah.
Move along swiftly.
Don't need to play the whole thing because you just read it all out, but...
Video output low now. I don't know why YouTube is saying video output low. My OBS shows everything in the green. Green, green, green. Nothing wrong on my end, but YouTube is saying stream health video output low. It must be YouTube, because OBS is broadcasting just fine. I got a green light. Green straight across the board here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll
Reconfiguring visual parameters
make sure that
now.
nothing else happens, but if you're having YouTube problems, maybe just refresh your YouTube, because there ain't nothing wrong out there.
Did you hear the news that YouTube is thinking about actually not displaying your subscribed channels like in your subscription feed in chronological order anymore? But you know, your top viewed or the most interesting ones first for you.
Well, because YouTube's
there was a big uproar for that about that one.
Yeah, well, they're trying to cater to what they believe you'll be watching the most, which apparently all has to do with notifications as well. And I know that people were bitching about this, that even though you've subscribed to someone's channel and you have notifications turned on, you might not necessarily get a notification that they've gone live or that a new video has been posted. Actually, the live, I think, is the main thing, that they've gone live, unless YouTube feels that you might actually be interested in watching it at the time that they go live.
So Google knows better than you.
Apparently, when you want notifications on something, Google will decide whether you really want those notifications or not.
It's just another one of these situations where it's favouring something that's already in place, and it makes it harder and harder for anything new or different to break into that. Like supermarkets, they stock the same old crap time after time and expect people to get used to it, and people do get used to it. That's the thing. They stop thinking, people. And Google, YouTube and Google doing the same thing. No, these are your preferred list, and people look at it and go, "This is my preferred list," and they won't on it. That's what happens.
Well, I'll tell you what I am waiting for, a new notification.
If they do that, scroll down to the bottom of your list immediately and look at the one right at the bottom, just to spite them.
Good night, Sam. Have a good night, my friend. I just recently subscribed to a new YouTube channel, and
that's exactly what's gonna happen. More and more people are gonna switch over to Twitch.
Yeah, maybe so.
I don't know why they still keep messing up, but it certainly helps Twitch.
If you haven't already heard of Lil Dicky, that's my most recent YouTube subscription, and I probably spent a good couple of hours watching all of his videos. Lil Dicky is he's a rapper, but he's kind of like the Weird Al Yankovic of rap. I mean, Weird Al, for anyone who is not Weird Al, I'm sorry, you have to go look him up, is an extremely talented artist. I mean, he is a extremely talented musician. He's a extremely talented writer. His work is very funny if you like that sort of like comedic music, and he basically spoofs and like every single mainstream song there is. I haven't heard any of his stuff in a long time, but I listened to him a lot when I was a kid, when he first started making it big. Anyhow, Lil Dicky is like he's a young guy, and he's an extremely talented rapper, but he raps in his own style, which is like comedic rap. And he's not taking other people's music, he's actually rapping his own music, and he's created all of his songs, but you have to watch the music videos to go along with it, because what he does is he kind of creates like a video and then he writes the song. He has a story in mind, and then he writes the song to go along with the story and makes the video to go along with the story as well. And it's very traditional in the rap sense. There's a lot of swearing, and there's a lot of like semi-naked girls in his videos and really hot chicks, but I mean the content is incredible. In fact, I suggest you guys all go watch. Oh God, what is it? Freaky Friday's a good one. He actually has Chris Brown and a bunch of other people in there. And he's been partnering up with a lot of famous rappers as well for some of his work. He's got Snoop Dogg in one of them. Ex-Boyfriend is a pretty funny one. Actually, that's the first one I watched. I couldn't stop laughing throughout the whole damn video. So, yeah.
I'm gonna have to take a look at that.
Even if you're not into rap, go listen to this guy because he's funny, just cause. And if you are into rap, then I strongly suggest you do some search and check out some of his freestyle. The guy's extremely talented. Well worth the watch. Let's see if anyone in chat seen Lil Dicky. Let me know if you had. I'm very curious in what you think of Lil Dicky. He's also he bashes himself constantly. He's like the master of that. Hence his name, Lil Dicky. You know, what kind of rapper is gonna call himself Lil Dicky? And he's always making fun of the size of his junk and how small and flaccid and limp it is, basically. So yeah, that's kind of his claim to fame. All right. Here we are, coming up at Farseer Inc. Just 2 megameters out right now, coming in for a landing. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Orbital flight engaged. Oh God, we're coming in hot. We are coming in a little too hot. I'm gonna flip myself around here. I'm gonna pull a donut. Burn some space rubber. Swing it around like a boss. There we go. Alright. Let's go unlock Felicity Fartseer and see what we can get after that. Donut says, either my YouTube is broken or Josh, you are begging to... Josh, you are begging you have joined me on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, donate, written 12 times in the description. Really?
Hold on, I can check.
Would you please?
No, it's only once in there.
Yeah, let me see it.
Twitter, Discord, Facebook is once each.
One time each.
So I guess it's YouTube broken for you.
You're broken. Penny Umber says, watch out for the antenna. I died on that once. Oh yeah, it is a pretty big antenna, I gotta say. It's a Space Needle.
It has a light on it. just saying. Admittedly, it's not big enough. It's not a bright enough light like actual ones on airports.
Landing pad 06. Alright, which one of these is landing pad 06? It's that one right over there. Coming in for a landing on landing pad 06.
Knock on the doors. Just open the crack. Say,
Yes, who is it? Who is it? What do you want?
Oh. Did I really? Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. All right, we have landed at Farseer Inc. All right, step 2 of engineering is unlock Felicity Farseer and see what she needs in order to upgrade my stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually curious because if it says on the description of that bonus weekend that all engineering requirements are reduced by 1 rank. So what would that mean for rank 1? Is that 3 now, or what?
Well, let's find out. So here we are. Here's Felicity Farseer. I have been invited by modifications to unlock the next grade. I want to donate. Let's donate 1 to her. And there we go.
Weaved. It's spell of you. Woven. Woven, madam. Not weaved.
So here we are.
Has woven or weaved. Not the two together. Oh.
Where do you want an update worked on, Commander? Let's select the FSD and let's see what we want. We've got the FSD boot sequence, we've got increased FSD range, shielded FSD.
That's the one you want.
I think I want the increased FSD range. So,
Yep. So what does it say on the costs for rank 1?
I need a typical disrupted wake echoes effect.
So,
wake
and
echoes.
on the second rank?
Well, how lucky.
On the second rank, I need a typical
It'll be
wake
atypical distraction.
echo and chemical storage
Okay.
units.
So that's weird though, because you know, let me see if that's the actual requirement.
They couldn't
What?
make rank 1 less than it was.
Now, let me ask you something, because this is...
What was the second thing on grade 2? Chemical storage units?
Yeah, chemical storage units. And then we need...
That's the standard requirements though. Did they only reduce rank 5 to rank 4 requirements, or did I get that memo wrong?
I guess. I have... I'm only missing rhenium for rank 5. I have all the components for rank 4. At least one roll of rank 4. And I'm missing chemical storage units, which I need for rank 2 and for rank 3. So really, all I need
that's
to
weird,
do...
because I'm pretty sure... Let me check my emails again, because I'm pretty sure it said something else in the description of that bonus weekend. Let me check the forum post.
Okay, well, I'm going to need some chemical storage units, and then I'm going to need some rhenium, if that's even possible for me to find. But in the meantime, I am going to generate my very first increased FSD range. Engineering. Here we go, guys! See, I told you we're going to engineer something today. We're actually doing it. My very first engineering.
And it's before
not in
the
beta.
First hour of the stream is over,
Before
boy.
the first hour. That means we might even get to level 3 before the stream is over. You never know where this is going to go. Let's go ahead and generate modification right now. And let's see what happens.
I have it right here in front of me right now. From May 24th to May 30th. So that's, what's that? Like Wednesday, I think? You will have all profits from trading activities will be increased. The amount of profit will vary depending on what you are shipping and where you're shipping it to. Rare commodities are excluded from this bonus. And then the other thing is, the materials requested for engineering recipes will be at 1 rank below the existing ones, cheapening the current cost of engineering your modules. Edit. There are 5 ranks for materials, as can be seen in the material trader, and 5 ranks for engineering recipe. And these are 2 different ranks. This bonus relates to the rank of materials, not the rank of engineering recipes. The cost for engineering a module at grade 5 will reuse grade 4 equivalent materials, not the materials seen in grade of the engineering recipe of that same module.
Well, you know, this is as clear and precise as Sandro's description of crime and punishment.
Yeah. So
What
if
the
I
hell?
get that
Yeah.
right, like I know that whenever you engineer a grade 5 module, you basically need 1 grade 3, 1 grade 4, and 1 grade 5 material. So basically, all that's happened is they reduced that 1 grade 5 material that you need to some random grade 4 material instead, right?
What?
Okay.
I think that's
And-
what this says right here.
So basically, if you want to go to town, make sure you put your coat on the lower peg, unless your elder brother is having a haircut. But if you're watching the football, make sure that you do it before. Oh, for
Yeah.
God's sake, Sandro!
Oh,
why
boy.
Why not just have a discount on everything?
Oh well, let's just see what you actually need, Josh. Like,
Well,
let's write
okay.
down all the materials that you actually need.
We will, but I gotta ask you something real quick. I hit generate modification, and now I see modifications, and it did like a little spinny thing on optimize mass, and I see 15% on that. Is that now what has been applied to my FSD?
I think it is. Yes. Hold on. Let me.
Yeah,
let me
So there's no accept or decline or anything like that. I just click it and it does it, and then
Yes.
boom.
You basically
There's-
give the you know, you apply it,
It gives you-
with doing it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well then,
unlike the old system where it was a random outcome, this is a predictable outcome.
right.
Go ahead
But-
and
but-
generate that grade 1 again.
I am gonna do that.
A random amount of a predictable outcome.
Before
down to.
I redo level 1, Turgeon, I need the sexy music. because I'm going to read off... Hold on, don't play yet. I'm going to read off the experimental effects for the increased FSD range, but I need that music in order to do this. So would you go ahead and play that music right now? If you want to upgrade your FSD with some experimental effects, let us put on the Deep Charge, the Ass Manager, the Stripped Down, the Double Braced, or the Thermal Spread. Oh, yeah. I don't know, guys. Whoever wrote these experimental effects, like...
I will never read them normally again. Thank you so much for that.
Someone was having a great time writing these experimental effects. The thermal spread, the double braced.
Doris just corrected me, and every material that you need will be reduced by 1 grade. So for a grade 5 upgrade, you will now need 1 grade 2, 1 grade 3, and 1 grade 4 material.
Oh, God.
I think Scorbin Machine and I are going to have to do something. It's crying out for it now.
Lee Mitchell, you can tell Lee Mitchell's been around for a long time. He says, "Fluffer Josh at his finest."
Oh yeah.
Okay, I was just about to explain where that comes from, but no.
Actually, go open up those experimental effects again.
Oh, open the experimental effects. Oh yeah.
You will want is the M-Ass Manager.
The M-Ass Manager, yeah.
That's the
it's the Ass Manager.
Go ahead and tell me what
Jacob Leschville. Jacob says thermal spread is perfect for fart sear. Oh, the thermal spread. Oh, yeah. Okay, hang on. I'm going to do one more generate modification, and then we will need to get more atypical disrupted wake echo whatever I think sequences.
That, before we go ham, we need to write down what we need so we can grab all of them and not just the first one and then be done with it.
All right. Well, yeah, it's of course, but I just did it one more time, so there we go. I'm about 2/3 to unlocking rank 2, and let's go ahead. Well, you know what? Screw the experimental effects because I don't have the parts for them right now. Anyhow.
Yes, but yeah.
Okay, but we want to figure out which one I want, right? I guess that's it.
You want Mass Manager, like in 90%, probably 95% of the cases, Mass Manager gives you more
jump
range,
right?
Than Deep Charge, and Deep Charge also uses more fuel, so that can be disadvantageful as well.
So yeah, I'm going to go for the
Ass Manager. Of a job.
Yeah, and I see you have everything pretty much. We're gonna get eccentric hyperspace trajectories just by scanning, which we have to do for the wake echoes anyhow.
Yeah,
and you have enough galvanizing alloys, so you should be good on that. But it's not the most important part to get these experimental effects. It's like the last little thing, to push it to the limit.
Yeah.
So let's see what we need for your normal upgrades.
So I need a typical disrupted wake echo whatevers. I need chemical storage units.
Looks like you're going to dab soap, doesn't it?
I have 3 phosphorus and 3 anomalous FSD telemetries, but I'm probably going to need more if I'm going to upgrade beyond that level. So I might need more phosphorus.
We just write down everything that you actually need. So it's
phosphorus,
chemical storage, and anomalous.
Phosphorus, anomalous FSD telemetry. Then sulfur. Chemical processors.
Penny says in chat there is a sort of cutoff point between the difference of the benefit you get from Deep Charge and Mass Manager, depending on the size of your FSD.
Okay, chemical processors as well.
Strange wake solutions, which I have 1 of.
Strange, we're gonna get those by scanning as well.
Then we will need rhenium.
Rhenium. Yeah.
Chemical distilleries.
Why not use the material trader, says Neumino? Because they suck.
And
that's why.
eccentric hyperspace trajectory something or other, I guess. And that's it.
Yeah, go to Dav Soap. That's what you have to do. Go to Dav Soap, everybody knows.
So we're gonna get a lot of it, and especially the lower ranks, by scanning wakes. So what we want to do for that is go to a famine system and find one of the what's it called? Like, it's a POI basically in space where sidewinders jump in, approach T9s, grab some food stuff, and jump out again. And that's probably the easiest way to get a lot of wake scans in a short amount of time.
Okay, well, before we go, I can upgrade some other things at the same time, because I actually
Commander Plater's right. Commander's Plater's right. For one time in its entire existence, the material traders are useful this weekend, because you get good values for trading shit down.
All right.
So there you go. It's the one time they actually have some use. So yeah, Penny says you trade some arsenic for rhenium if you've got any arsenic, which is probably very likely.
Well, I'm here. Let's go ahead and just do a couple of more upgrades.
If you need it, yes. But keep in mind that scanner modifications will always increase their weight and thereby reduce your range.
Right.
So.
But I do a lot of planetary, surface scanning.
Well, then I would recommend the fast scanner, because you have to get close anyhow. Even if you get long range, you still have to approach, for example, a gas giant anyhow to scan those small moons.
Right.
So you're better off with the fast scanner.
Okay. Fast scanner it is.
He's quite right there. Lee says you should just be sucking up any mats you come across like a hungry hippo.
But
that's about right.
But
it doesn't matter now. Just collect them all.
The fast scanner requires phosphorus, which I actually need for the other upgrade. So I probably don't
depending on how far along we come in your grades, we will have to go down on a planet anyhow and collect some materials. So
going
I can
down
make sure
on the planet. I wouldn't want to have to be a part of that action. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to do long-range scanner just because it uses something that we're not going to need at all for this. And why the hell not? This is all about engineering, so... Yep. Let's generate some modifications and see if this... Because this is also going to upgrade my reputation with her, too, right? Which makes unlock...
But that doesn't matter anymore. It mattered before, because in the past, your reputation with an engineer determined which grade of module engineering you could do. So if you had grade 5 unlocked, you could always instantly do grade 5 engineering. But now, since the changes, that's not the case anymore. You will always have to start at grade 1 for every single module that you engineer. So there's basically no reputation with an engineer anymore. It's just, how far along you've come in engineering one single module.
And that's what I jokingly referred to as personal narrative in the past. I said that your ship modules now have a greater personal narrative than you do, because each one has its own as an engineer. That shield booster has a different upgrade from that shield booster there. Get jealous of each other. So you made it in 3 rolls. It took me 5.
Exactly what it is.
Well, I was able to get a decent upgrade on the range. I've got 80% now on the scan range, so that's cool. What else can we improve? Engines, power plants.
Well, power plant might actually be worth it. Depending on what you want to do with the DBX, it can be sensible to downgrade your power plant to a lighter class and then do some engineering on it to get the power up again.
Okay.
To what you need.
What about engines?
Greatest level efficiency.
If I do dirty drive tuning, that gives me faster speed, right?
If you go for an exploration ship, it's probably sensible to do clean drive tuning. But the DBX is so heat resistant that you can do dirty drive tuning anyhow.
Dirty drive is the speed that you go, basic speed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is...
and so that will give you an advantage if you go basically surface exploring.
Which I do a considerable amount of.
POIs on the surface, then
I do that a lot of that. So let's do some dirty drive tuning. Oh yeah, dirty drive tuning it is. What does this say? This will improve the overall performance of your module. However, if any attributes are listed in red, they will have negative effects. Okay, why is it telling me that on this one? And on the other one, it didn't give me that warning.
Because there weren't any negatives.
Yeah, there was mass negative, but, whatever.
This one...
I also noticed it's only sometimes it shows you.
Yeah.
The dirty drive tuning costs a lot of negatives, basically, is what it comes to.
And by the way, you don't have to completely fill that circle. all you have to pay attention to is that bar on the left-hand side, right below the grade that you're currently engineering.
Yep.
If that's full,
Yep.
you can do the next grade.
That's it. Well, I've got level 2 dirty drives now, so that's good. And these have experimental effects as well, but I ran out of iron, so I can't put a. These ones too. Drive distributors, double brace, drag drives, strip down, and thermal spread on that one as well. Okay.
With dirty drives, you will always want to go with drag drives in that case. Those will give you the highest speed benefit.
Okay, what can we do to my sensors? Integrity. Oh, I can actually lower the weight of my sensors, so that's good. That would reduce my weight a little bit. Oh, but that's going to use the phosphorus that I need, I think.
Yeah, and always keep in mind, like, if the module you're engineering is already very light, then your actual gain or your saving in mass will be so minimal that it's probably not worth it for the beginning. Like, again, that's just something to completely max out certain stats. But the most sensible stuff at the beginning is, you know, where you get the most for your materials that you put in there.
And then for the power
is
plant,
just normal upgrades.
there's nothing that you can reduce the mass on the power plant. It's just armored, overcharged, or low emissions.
Yeah, but as I said, if you go with overcharge, you can actually pick a lower size power plant
and
put
then
that
get
in,
more
and
out.
engineer it so you get the power that you need out of it.
Right. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Well, that's it. We're good for now. We're going to go and start collecting some of these mats so that we can go upgrade this a little bit more. Okay, Greatest, where are we going next? So now that we've unlocked Felicity and I've used some of the basic mats that I had already on me, we're going to go collect the remaining materials to continue to upgrade our FSD drive on the DBX.
You still have you unlocked grade 2 in the FSD range?
I did unlock grade 2.
Okay, so now you basically need the atypical disrupted wake echo still, chemical storage, and what was the third one?
Oh wait, did I? No, I didn't unlock grade 2. Never mind.
So yeah,
I didn't.
But okay, so the first thing we will have to do is go scanning then, because you need those atypical
disrupted wakes. Yeah, I don't know why I thought I did. Hold on a second. If I go back here,
so,
oh, because right here, FSD shows 3. Why the hell does it show 3 on here?
Because your overall grade with her is, like, your reputation with her is grade 3, but that doesn't mean that the module is already
grade 3 access. Got it.
Okay.
Okay. So just by doing the other stuff, it raised my access level.
That grade access is actually, like, completely redundant now. I don't know why it's still in there.
Well,
it doesn't mean
Numenor
anything.
says all it does is it means that when you go and roll something again from scratch, you get through the 1 and 2 grade.
That's true. You go through them quicker.
Rolls. Now, to me, that's like putting something on to compensate for the fact that they've taken something off. I mean, why? What is the point of that?
Whatever. You will have to go scan.
Anyway,
wakes.
And where do I want to do that?
We can't change
Go
it.
ahead and grab a wake scanner, which you probably won't get at Felicity's base. So go to whatever base of your choice to get some outfitting done.
Let's take a look and just see if she does sell a wake scanner here. Maybe, possibly. You never know. That would be utility or... Yes, utility.
I think it's utility.
That would make her useful. What makes you think she's actually...
She only sells heatsink launchers. Okay.
So there you go. You will have to find a place that actually sells wake scanners and grab one of those, and then I will find us a system to go scan some wakes.
Okay, where do you assume we can get some wake scanners in this
the nearest
system?
orbital here does have a few bits and bobs.
Garay Terminal. Well, we could check out Garay Terminal, I suppose. I think I would be able to see that on the system map. It should give me some information as to what's sold there. Let's see.
It only says if it has outfitting, not if it actually sells wake scanners.
Okay.
But I think every orbital outside of Obsidian Orbital has outfitting.
I would assume so. Alright, well, let's go there. And we'll go find myself a wake scanner. And then hopefully they have one there. We don't have to go anywhere else. Ablative says, scan things now, Josh.
Scan all the things.
Scan all the things. I will scan everything. Let's see how fast my ship flies now.
There won't be much of a difference at that low grade.
But I paid for it, Great Test.
Enjoy your ludicrous speeds.
Right? Ludicrous speed. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Well, I am going 311 now, I think was my max speed. It's not bad. It's a little bit of a boost from the 280, whatever I was before, 260. All right. Fly away! Fly away! Let's head on over
Currently
to...
looking for a system in famine to get scanning.
System in famine to get scanning.
Yeah, a little dicky at work here.
Oh, oh, that sounded like a challenge. Little Dicky at work. Oh yeah. Oh, couple of things I wanted to talk about while I fly over there. Number one is anyone who has played Arizona Sunshine on the Oculus is going to be very happy to hear that there is a new DLC available for it. It's called Deadman something or other. Deadman? Maybe it's just Deadman. I don't know. But I watched a little bit of the gameplay, and it's a whole new campaign mode for, or not campaign mode, but campaign for Arizona Sunshine, which is one of the best zombie games I've ever played on the Oculus, or anywhere for that matter. So that's out. If you're an Oculus owner, or I guess, well, you know, the HTC Vive owner, you might want to go check that out if you own Arizona Sunshine. It was like $3 or $4 for the DLC. And in other space game related news, No Man's Sky, a game that we've all avoided for a long time now, has announced that their next big update, called Next, which is coming out I think in June or July, I believe it was, like end of July, is going to support multiplayer. So there will be actual multiplayer with your friends.
I think that's gonna call for the broadcast checking that out again, right?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to check it out, because I mean the game is gotten a lot better. There's a ton more content in it right now, and I think that building a base with your friends. Now,
exactly. If we have actual multiplayer, I'm so gonna look forward to building an actual base with you guys.
Base building with friends, yeah. And they did say that that's going to be possible. They also said that you'll be able to, you know, fly together and do combat together. I don't know how they're going to do that, just because like the way that the game sort of works is sort of strange, and I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be like multi-crew or if it's going to be like individual ships, but I mean, just meeting up with your friends. How are you going to meet up with your friends, you know? Like, that...
well, that's easy, actually. That's easy now, because you have base portals that are available.
Yeah, I think that's the key there.
But then how do they get a ship?
We will find out together, I would say.
You have, like, your own fleet carriers, so...
so just, like, recall your fleet carrier.
It's actually... It's got a lot of infrastructure in place already before they've introduced the stuff, so it shouldn't actually be that hard a transition.
It's
stuff in place.
A Blade is saying No Man's Sky now better than Elite. You know, I'm not going to say it's better than Elite, but I'm going to say that with actual multiplayer, the gameplay content is going to be more than Elite. I mean, Elite right now is just combat, exploration, some trade and mining. You can do all of that in very simplified ways with No Man's Sky, but base building and exploration in No Man's Sky is actually a lot of fun. The exploration can be really cool, especially if you're doing that with friends. You know, it's going to be interesting though to see like how resources are handled. Like if I need, you know, oxygen, or I need to find a particular resource to replenish the oxygen in my suit, and you're on a planet where it's really sparse, and you're with 4 people, and you're all trying to explore at the same time, and you can only find one, like, people might end up dying. You never know. So, whatever, no big deal, right? But actual multiplayer. Now, they didn't specify, and way to go Sean Murray on keeping things very vague now, because he's never done that before. As to like how many people could be in multiplayer at a time. There's 4 images on the box, so I'm assuming that you can have a limited amount, but they also have the ability to see anyone's base. Like, I know that you can go and see other people's bases in the game right now, no matter who it was. So I'm wondering if they've opened it up to everyone, and if there's going to be, like, you know, clans or guilds or corporations forming and have lots of people in one instance. I don't know if that's actually going to work or not, but I'm curious. So, we'll find out in a couple of months and see what No Man's Sky has done.
Interested to know what they do in story terms. I'm not going to tell anybody about what the actual story is about. Spoilers, just in case anybody wants to actually play it and find out what the story's about. But in terms of how the story actually operates, it'd be interesting to see how they justify the whole multiplayer thing.
Oh, I wouldn't even care about the storyline, but...
Interesting.
Oh, and Lee Mitchell has just put an interesting comment in the chat. He says, Next Gen Bridge and the Borg are coming to Bridge Crew. Oh god, that gets me excited. Next Gen Bridge.
Next Gen Bridge.
Yeah.
I'm having flashbacks right now.
I could totally dig the Next Gen Bridge. I mean, I like the futuristic one, like the new Star Trek bridge. It's very cool looking, but Next Generation is... I mean, that's Star Trek for me. That is Star Trek for me. The new ones are great and all, but it's not Star Trek. Those are just movies. They're Star Trek movies. That's all they are.
Yeah, next Gen Bridge as well. We've got the classic bridge. That's good.
Next Gen Bridge and the Borg. Oh my god. We'll definitely be checking that out again at some point. Alright, here we are at Garay Terminal. Let's go ahead and request docking. Permission authorized. I mean, obviously Elite Dangerous does space much better than No Man's Sky, but No Man's Sky has definitely beat them in terms of planets. Because Elite Dangerous just doesn't have anything on the planets.
Trees.
They don't even have...
You don't have walking pineapples. You know,
nothing.
You haven't got that in Elite.
Nothing.
We like our walking pineapples and our rubber glove things that hop about. We like that.
The closest thing that we have to anything on planet surfaces are the frickin' POIs, or, you know, the extremely elusive and almost impossible to find surface features, which, I mean, honestly, I'm so fed up of surface features. I want to see them, I'd love to see them all, but I'm so sick and tired of not being able to find them when I know that they're there.
Yeah. Well, again, this is another one of the beefs that I have about the existence of Galnet and the purpose it should serve. It was created by the Pilots Federation to unify trade data and news among commanders so they could trade better for the Pilots Federation, you know? So surely if there was a place that had surface features that were interesting where you could make some profit out of, that would share with all commanders' databases on your ship, and it would tell you when you went to a planet that there's something there that commanders might find interesting.
Or here's
That's what Galnet is for.
Here's an even better idea. How about when you introduce planet features, you give us a way to find the damn things? Like, hey, guess what, guys? There's some really cool looking surface features on some of these planets. You know, it's not on every planet, it's on some of them. Yeah, I mean, they're rare, but we're not going to tell you how to find them, and they're completely random, and you may not ever see one ever. But just saying, they're there.
There's third-party tools that can tell you where they are after somebody's discovered them by accident.
Yeah, and
exactly.
By complete accident. Ridiculous.
Yeah, Penny's right. There's a lack of key POIs these days. We made a lot of fun of them on Distant Worlds. Everywhere you landed, it had animal meat and tea and Bertrandite. That's what you always found, 3 canisters. But you just don't see that anymore, so you can't even find any tea out there.
All right, here we go.
Now you're gonna have to bring your whole supply along.
Yeah, I was guarded by a bunch of demented, arrogant skimmers.
I've got a wake scanner. Grey Test, what else do I need? Anything else from
No.
No. Okay.
Not for the wakes at least, and make sure you have an SRV with you.
I have an SRV.
You will not actually
cargo.
No, we don't need that for materials though. because those go into your magic pocket.
True, they do. You grab the handbag.
I don't think you need anything else, to be honest.
Okay, well,
no
then I'm ready to go.
harm in having 2 units.
You are ready to go. I'm currently in a famine system. I'm just having trouble finding the actual beacon. I think it's called distribution centers, where those sidewinders jump in and out. So we might have to go to a different one.
Oh, because you just want to scan wakes with this thing, obviously.
Yes.
There was a forum post. Let me just quickly read this because they had a great suggestion on where you should go. Hang on 1 second. It is right here. It says... data mine wake exceptions. Travel to a system in stage... oh yeah, that's it. The distribution center. Okay, never mind. I was thinking about the chemical manipulators. It says collect space trash in Okanura at the NAFTA class tanker. Okay. So,
or just go to Dav's Hope. Everybody just go to Dav's Hope, you know, basically.
Okay, so there's no distribution center in this system, unfortunately.
okay.
So let's go to
Let
one.
me go to my map and I will set this right here. Let's
Yep,
see.
that's fine at this point.
So we want to go to a famine system. Let's try
and look
Tajuba.
for one. No, look for one with high population as well. That's always helpful, because then you might have an actual station in there.
Okay, that's a very... Oh, so you need a station, is that it?
No, you don't need one, but I think that's usually the systems where you would find one where there's a big station close to the star. Yeah, I think it helps.
Oh, someone's
Or we
crashing
can
here.
just jump.
It should.
Or we can just
logically,
jump around and fight
it
something.
should.
Let's go to
Oh,
8.
Commander L. Scorbius is here. In what looks to be a pimped out chieftain there, El Scorbius.
Yeah, he does. He's all Dakar, full on Dakar in that chieftain.
It's a pretty nice looking chieftain there you got, Scorb.
What's the name of the ship?
Yeah, I don't know what he's called it actually.
He hasn't named it. It's called Alliance Chieftain. What's wrong with you, Scorb? You have
He
to
got
name
so,
your ship,
so
man.
fixated on the Dakar, he didn't bother naming the ship. He was just going to the Dakar.
Let's look at Scorb's, look at this thing. He's got like some, he's got some needles in the front there. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's a ship kit.
It's pretty neat looking.
It's quite crisp.
Yeah, very nice. Alright, let's get away from the station while I go ahead and look for a high pop famine system.
I'm jumping to another one right now. We'll see if that has an actual distribution center in it.
In fact, you're flying the 2 most crisp ships there.
Oh, here, 6.9 million.
Yeah, go jump there. That looks promising.
Charging the
That
FDL
might be a
drive.
little closer.
Frameshift drive engaging.
Damn it.
That'll do. The time it takes you to look for one, do it in the DBX, just
Yeah.
jump on.
Let's go there. 3 jumps, anyhow. Let's go to Putana. That's an interesting name for a system. Putana.
So we have a compromise nav beacon
Charging
here,
frame
and
shift
again,
drives.
no distribution center. So I hope you'll have more luck than I do right now.
Frameshift deactivated.
So it's a system in famine, so you're going to turn in and say, don't worry, put on a happy face and see how long before they shoot you. How long before they just shoot you out of the sky? You
Yeah.
bastard! I haven't heard that 500 times today. Shoot.
So where are you going to right now?
I am going. Destination is call 285 sector. Hold on a second. I have to actually get there. Let's see. Galaxy map. Adnyar. Just look on the stream. Don't ask me to pronounce that. Adnyar.
I got it. It's okay.
Who names these systems anyhow?
Yeah.
Adnyar.
5 jumps for me.
General procedural, he names it.
It's a drunken pirate name. Where are you going? Yeah.
Would you mind swallowing that mouthful of food before you tell us the system there? Okay, all right.
Okay, there we go. I'm one jump away. And look at
Hey,
that.
Tokuso.
Takoso is in chat. He says, finally
Hey.
catch a broadcast. Well, the end of one. Yeah, well, it's not the end yet. It's only the 3/4 mark of the broadcast, so...
And we have already done engineering. That's
We
ticked
have!
off.
We've done engineering!
It's just a question of if we're gonna get any more in today or not, depending on how lucky we are with those materials.
Well, we may not get any more in, but we've certainly had enough more on.
Have you? Yeah, we have. Have you said your prayer to
Couple
our
of us,
Jesus
at
then,
least.
when you installed the wake scanner? Did
No, you actually have to do a sacrifice. Prayers don't do anything.
Yeah.
All right, no, so here I am in Anyar, and how do I
Anyar.
find the
Just
distribution
look on your
center?
nav panel.
Look on my nav panel. There's a McDonald's here.
Oh, it doesn't have
Is there
any
a break?
distribution centers either.
Is there a Bravens?
It's
Braven? Have you got any
it's a
Bravens?
new it's from Horizons. It's McDonald's Horizons, Archer Horizons, Lastwit's Progress.
What's up with
Andrew's
these distribution
Prospect.
centers? Oh boy.
McDonald's Horizons. That is amusing. Yeah. You
Well,
think
here
it
we
would
got
have-
another one right over here with 270
Ravens.
some odd thousand. Let's go to this one. One more jump away. We got a few famine systems. Apparently, this sector of space is low on food. They are
Yeah,
low
I'm gonna go
on
to
edibles.
this one.
Rog's been there.
Did I pin everything? Oh crap! Was I supposed to pin everything?
You don't have to, because we're gonna go back there anyhow, but you can pin one series of blueprints, right? For example, with Futility, you can pin the range upgrade, and then you can engineer from wherever you have outfitting.
Do I have to
But-
pin the one
yeah.
that I'm currently working on? Because I did pin one.
Well, you don't have to pin, but you can, and then you
But
have
you
access
can't
to it
work
from
on
any place,
one that you
basically.
can't. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm
the
saying.
thing
though, like-
is, you cannot
there is no
you
logic.
cannot do the experimental effects remotely, so you have
Ah.
to go back for those anyhow.
Distribution center. Got it.
Excellent. I'm gonna come over to you then. Go ahead and drop into that and start scanning wicks.
Sir, yes, sir! On my way. Wow, it was right next to me, too. I'm gonna have to zip around here and...
Loop of swag.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tom says if you pin the best ones for each engineer, then you can do all your other ships remotely.
Well, especially with the range module, range upgrade, it certainly makes sense, because then you can just engineer all your ships where they're parked, and you instantly get more range. And for the final refinement, you will have to take them to the actual engineer. But, you know, it makes it easier to get to all the engineers if you have extra range.
Great
That's pretty
test.
much the only one where pinning actually makes sense, to be honest.
For the sake of the viewers who are hoping to learn how to engineer, as well as we are, of course,
Preparing for jump.
would you please explain why we are going to the distribution center right now?
Yes, because that's one of the best places to actually scan wakes, because in a distribution center there will be like 2 T9s parked, and you will have a bunch of sidewinders constantly jumping in, approaching those T9s, and then jumping out again of the instance. So
Charging
you
the
will have a
FDL
constant
drive.
supply of a lot of wakes, even more than you would have at a station, for example. So
Whoa! Jesus!
So you're saying it's like a load of people hanging around
Sorry.
doing
So those T9s were
Yeah.
literally right in front of me.
saw that.
Holy crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is interesting. I've never seen this before. So, now that I've got some T9s, I apparently have a navigation beacon. Well,
Yeah,
wow.
it's like a UN food truck, and they're just throwing handfuls of food
You
out.
just wait for those sidewinders that just jumped in to jump out again, and they usually have like a couple of directions where they jump out, only like 2 or 3 systems. So in each of those directions, you will have like a bunch of wakes at once every time. So you basically pick 1 or 2 of those locations where the wakes will appear constantly, and then you just stay there and scan them whenever they appear.
Interesting. I've never seen one of these distribution centers. I've never seen one before.
Well, those have been in the game pretty much since engineering. Like that was always the best way to get wake scanned, as long as I remember, at least.
Yeah, I mean, you can hang around a busy start point, but the direction of the ship. This is easier because you can stay put.
Yeah, it's even easier if you have like a very remote system that's in famine, because then all the wakes will be pretty much in one direction from the distribution center, and you can just stay there and scan the wakes around you. But you know, you will always have to do some flying around to approach them and get them scanned, unless you have a really good scanner.
No idea what they need all these nav beacons. There you go. That's interesting.
Can you turn on your beacon, please?
Yeah. Beacon away. There you go.
Thank you.
Just don't call it a bacon here. I'm telling you.
All right. We are scanning wakes.
Oh, there's actually 3 T9s here. It's a big one.
Yeah, it is a big one. I like the announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain calm. We have enough rations for everyone.
Provided you come in a sidewinder and take 1 ton at a time. You there, get out. Yeah, you. I've served you before. Go on, get out. Did they put a little stamp on your sidewinder to say that you've been there? You know,
they mark the engines with a piece of chalk.
That's right. It's a purple stamp on your wrist.
Alright, so let's scan some of these wakes. Do I just keep scanning them until I get the thing? How am I going to know when I get it? Let's see.
It just tells you top right. Just it don't matter. Just keep scanning. Everything you scan is worth it to pick up these days because it has some use and it doesn't take any weight in your Remlock handbag. So
well, it doesn't seem like I'm getting anything at all, though. I'm scanning
Well,
them.
sometimes you don't get anything.
Yeah, sometimes you don't. Quite often you don't.
If you're unlucky.
Just keep scanning. Just keep scanning.
Exactly.
Just keep scanning.
And you know, you'd think actually, given the fact that Josh has been out of the loop for so long, and this is a bonus weekend, RNGesus would be smiling on him, saying,
Right.
"Welcome back to the fold. Here, have lots of things." But no, RNGesus is a fickle god, so he doesn't care.
So far, Jack and Squat. That is how much I've gotten.
Yeah, just keep scanning. Those wakes here aren't the best because it's all sidewinders, unfortunately.
Frameshift
But you
drive
still, I
engaging.
think, on average, it's still better than in front of a station.
Just because there's a lot more of them.
Yeah,
Volume of
exactly.
traffic, yeah.
And of course, in a station, you sometimes will have some big ships jumping out, and
Oh,
those tend to
Strange
give you
wake
better.
solutions. I got
There
some.
you go. That's good because that's the best one that you get.
Yeah.
But getting some data mine wake exceptions would allow us to get to a trader and trade them down for a bunch of strange wake solutions or the lower ones even. But just keep scanning. You basically want to collect everything you can get now because, you know, your pockets are limited by material, so just grab everything and stockpile it. You don't have to sort out
Atypical
anymore.
disrupted wake echoes. There we go.
Ah, excellent.
Hurrah! I feel like I'm getting stuff now. This is great.
Yay.
Right? This is why I've never done engineering before.
I know.
How would you like
I-
to spend your day, sir? Oh,
Yeah.
scanning
Jumping
high-energy
mostly.
frameshift drive wakes, is it? Okay. Here, I got another one. Woo!
Mostly when I'm playing, which is not often these days. If I'm on, I'm actually trying to get some footage. But if I am playing these days, I don't actually bother going through. If there's something there, and I'll pick it up. And sometimes I'll just fit a wake scanner on the ship. And when I'm doing something from A to B, I'll just scan every wake I see. And then after a very long period of time, I think, you know, I'll go and do some engineering, and I find that I've usually got the stuff that I need because I've picked it up along the way.
Yeah, same for me. That's why I'm actually gonna go check
I
out
don't go out
some,
of my way to do it.
you know, some of the engineers tomorrow. I don't have much time on tonight after the broadcast, but you know, just do a round of engineering with what I have. Maybe trade down
Yeah.
some of the grade 5 stuff that I have to
But
get
I'm
all the
making
main
a
engineering
point
that I need done.
I just never bother visiting materials traders on principle because one, I can't be asked, and two, I just don't approve of their existence anyway. But you have to find them. You have to find them, and again, this is another thing that the Pilots Federation should tell you in your ship in a database because you're a commander.
Yeah. You know, you can actually sort. You can actually sort your galaxy map by the different types of traders, but here comes the big caveat there. You only see the ones that you've visited before.
You've already visited, yes, and that is utterly insane to me.
It's pretty much useless unless you're like around your home system where you've checked out all the engineers or traders around it already. But if you're at some engineer and you go like, ah, damn, I need some material, and you haven't been there before and you haven't visited any traders around it, you have to visit every...
you've got to fly to every station
No.
Visiting flowers.
No, what you can then do is go to a third-party site that actually can only tell you if there is a trader in the system because they do not have the data which one it is. So you go to every single trader around there and see if it's the right kind that you need, and only then you will maybe get lucky and find the right one.
I mean, do these traders not want business? Do they not
apparently.
advertise? Do they not give the information to the Pilots Federation who send it out to every ship so that their people can actually do some business?
I got no clue.
You know? I mean, this is the heart of what is currently annoying me, mostly since 3.0. It's the complete disregard and insult to the lore of Elite. They've got so much lore. If I was making an MMORPG, I would kill for the lore that they've got in Elite because it is tailor-made to build an MMORPG around. And they're just insulting it by ignoring it, not using it, dismissing it, forgetting it's there. And I just find that utterly bemusing. It's mind-boggling. It really is.
Numenor says Inara does have a search feature telling you what trader is where and what is closest to your current location, by the way.
Say again? Sorry.
In chat?
Inara. Inara's got a search feature on it.
Okay, I have never checked out Inara in that regard. If they have the actual data which trader it is, then go right ahead and use that. I've only ever checked IAD, what's it called, EDDB, and they only have the data if there is a trader there, but not which one it is. So, okay, well, again, third party to the rescue, I guess. I thought that was what they wanted to avoid, or you know, kind of immerse in the game.
That's the other thing that I find the ultimate irony of what I was just complaining about there. What the community are doing with the third-party tools are, we as the players are more the Pilots Federation of Elite lore than anything you would find in the game. Because we are doing exactly what Galnet and the Pilots Federation are supposed to be doing. But in the game, that doesn't exist. And I find that utterly ironic and bizarre, you know?
I think I've broken my fighter. I'm telling it to dock, but it doesn't do it.
If you pop the link in the bro bar, then we can slap it in the chat.
Okay, I've
Well,
got...
you could half post it to the link and people guess.
Okay, I've managed to get a few of these now. I don't know how many I actually need before we move on to the next one. Oh, you get 3 at a time?
Yes. Don't you remember in the old days when everything cost 1 item and then people said, oh, this is ridiculous, I'm spending my entire life hunting for 1 item, and they said, oh, well, I know, instead of giving you a system that isn't broken, let's just give you 3 times the crap for everything you find something.
I do remember that.
Well,
yeah, that's still
thanks, Frontier. Thanks, Frontier, that's such genius.
Okay, so then that would mean that if I go over to my data, is that what it's under now?
Yep.
Yeah. A typical disrupted wake echoes. I now have 21 of them.
That's good enough for now, but please check out if you have anomalous FSD telemetry as well.
I do. I have 9 of those.
Okay, that's enough. Do you have strange wake solutions as well?
I have 10 strange wake solutions.
Okay, that's good. And eccentric hyperspace trajectories?
Eccentric hyperspace trajectories, 7 of those.
Okay, I think that should be good enough.
Okay, where do I want to go next?
Next up would be the chemical storage units. We'll have to check out where best to get those. Hold on.
Please check that out, because then after that we could go back and maybe do a couple more engineering rolls.
Those would be ship salvage from transport ships. So, we're gonna have to kill some ships.
Oh boy. All right, bros.
Oh boy.
This is where we need you, because we only have 15 minutes left, so I don't know how we're going to do that.
Yeah, I would
That's
suggest
not gonna happen.
you probably should go back and just finish your grade 1 engineering at least with those atypical wake echoes, and I'm gonna go and see if I can't get some, find a location and stuff like that, you know.
All right,
For-
well, we
we're not
can
gonna do it on the
continue
show
this.
anymore.
We can continue this engineering for dummies on the next broadcast if you guys would like to. Let's see. All I got to do, because I did pin one of those, is I just have to go to a station. What about a debris field?
Yep.
You can't get that from a debris field?
No, it's only ship salvage. So what we want to do if you have to kill transport ships is find a anarchy system, so you don't get fined for killing ships, and find an anarchy system with an outbreak, because in those systems you sometimes will find like what's called beacons or so, where basically a bunch of cargo ships will gather and fly around, and what you can do then is just kill them without getting fined because it's an anarchy system, and then basically
Get ready
relog
to-
to make them respawn.
Get ready for Scorb's perpetual rant on this. Why the hell should I kill people just so that I can pimp
Yeah.
my ship?
But that's it.
Again,
If
you
you're
know,
an explorer, if you're a peaceful
I
explorer and
have-
want to increase your range, you will have to kill some ships.
I have never fired on a ship at all in all of the engineering I've done.
Scorp says,
I've-
just murder! Ah!
I've always found other ways. Always found other ways to get stuff.
There are
That's-
other ways, but
that's
there are
without
no
making
other ways to do this in any kind of
material
sensible
trading.
manner without completely wasting your time.
There is
Okay,
another
I
way.
guess-
No, there is another
Combat
way.
aftermath.
Hold on a second. You guys are...
Combat aftermaths, or I go to Dav's home.
Yes,
Simple
combat
as that.
aftermaths, meaning all you have to do is find people
Yes.
who like to kill stuff and follow them around and collect the things.
Yeah.
Yes,
It
but
doesn't
again,
help your
that
conscience.
is nowhere near
It
as
doesn't help
efficient.
your
It's gonna take
conscience.
forever for you to get what you need
Well,
there.
it means that someone's died so that you can have spare parts for your ship. I mean, for God's sake, why can't you go down Halfords and just take it
I
off the
think
shelf, you
the
know?
only sensible way around this is look
Scrapyard.
if
Scrapyards.
no.
Scrapyards.
Hold on, Mike. Let me finish my fucking sentence.
Scrapyards.
Jeez.
What? Scrapyards. Didn't I say scrapyards? Come on, Great Test.
I love you too.
Todd Blaster's got a scrapyard. His place is covered in dead ships. It's got a scrapyard.
Okay, we'll let you talk now. You may speak.
He's got nothing to huff now.
Yeah.
Hello, Ken. It's Felicity here. Did you get us those dead ship parts? What I asked you to get so I can pimp you around.
You're right. Did he mute himself? Because he's like yelling and screaming right now. Like, you sons of
I'm just not gonna say anything anymore.
Oh, okay, there he is. Something about
Yeah.
scrapyards. That's what you were saying.
I don't think so.
No?
Yeah, you make your own scrapyard by killing people.
Right. Well, it is unfortunate. That
I'm gonna say it for the sake of the viewers here. The only sensible way to get around that is to find a higher grade material in the family of materials that you look for. For example, like grade 5 or so. Maybe you are lucky and you don't actually have to kill ships to get those. And then you have to be really lucky to get those grade 5 materials or grade 4, whatever is higher than what you're looking for, and then trade them down in a trader for what you need.
Yep.
I think that's the only sensible and efficient way to get around killing ships. But as I said, only if those same materials in that family, the higher grade ones, do not actually require you to kill anyone.
Hence the
And
purpose
assuming you
of
can
the
find
material
right
trader.
trader. Yeah, the right material trader, because they come in 3 flavors and it doesn't tell you which one it is. Thank you.
Yep.
Right.
Again. Which is why I never use them.
joy. Yeah, well,
Ever.
that's why I never do engineering.
Ever. No, I just do as little engineering as I need to make a ship easy to fly around in. Basically. I almost never took guns.
I'm pretty sure that since we're not expecting, at least for the next 2 quarters of this year, any major content updates, right? It's only minor storyline updates that we should be expecting. So that's
For the next half year, you mean?
for the next
Yeah,
half year.
Zendaris has a very good point in chat there. You must engage in combat in-game to engineer a life support system, because both engineers that offer it are locked behind combative requirements, requiring bounties or a deadly rank.
I love that so much.
Makes perfect
Where
sense.
is the logic or the sanity? You know, surely someone like Farseer, who's an explorer, would have life support tweaks, you'd think. You know, logic.
Well, it's about as logical as the SRV cargo not being able to fit in the ship, even though it's in the SRV.
I know. That one. There is no excuse. There is no excuse. If you have an SRV, you should automatically have 2 units of cargo.
Yeah.
You have 2 units of cargo.
Yeah, I agree. That should be like integrated in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, it counts as a 2-unit cargo.
I would be totally cool with the fact that you don't get access to it until you transfer it into an actual cargo rack,
But you should be able to take it with you.
but you should be able to take it with you.
Yeah, you should
I
have
agree.
the nuisance of having to push a couple of buttons in the station to transfer it, to sell it. Just to remind you that it is actually still in the car. But
Yeah.
you've got to get it out, shopping
Yeah.
bags. Just through a couple of buttons. Take shopping bags out of car, yes, okay, press button.
Although,
Yeah, that's true, because the life support is actually like a main module on your ship, like a core module. For the larger ships, that can weigh a lot. So if you can do weight reducing on that, it actually like has a big benefit for your jump range. But you have to for it as an explorer.
although
Yeah, it's completely nonsensical.
I would like to add to that thought that we just had about, I'm okay with it transferring or not transferring from the cargo on the SRV to the ship. I'm going to take that back, because when you're doing cargo transfers, you're docked in a station.
Yeah.
They should have just as equal access to your SRV as they do your cargo rack.
Yep. Car keys, mate. You gotta give me the car keys.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay
So
with
I can't get the stuff out your boot, mate. It's locked. Hang on, get the keys. Just a sec. I'll come down there. I've got the keys.
that.
I wouldn't mind. I'd like that. Get out your chair, go down to the car. It's all right. Sorry, mate. There you go. I'll unlock it for you. Yeah, by hand. Add an extra 5 minutes, but it's flavor 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're welcome, Ascorbius. We just gave you content right there. You're welcome. That's where he gets his content from, is watching the broadcast and listening to us bitch, right?
It'll turn up in a future episodes. Unlocking SRVs and keys, battling.
All right, coming back to Farseer Inc. with a few anomalous something or others that are way too long and complicated to remember.
Utility fart sniffer.
Farseer. Farseer.
Sorry.
Which
Thought it was
get
fart
it
sniffer
right,
first.
god damn. Fart sniffer.
Now to make a CGI SRV. There you go, Scorpion.
Exactly.
Get on that.
Right?
And I want to have animated thrusters and turret. And suspension, of course.
And suspension. Coming in for a landing at Felicity Farseer Inc. Dun 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 dun. Alright. See, guys, we did engineer.
Incredible.
I know.
There should definitely be a brighter light on that tower, really.
Landing at 6. Yeah, no, this station is dark. 6 over there. Rough landing again. Not my best. All right.
You're out of the loop, mate. You have to train again.
I am fully untrained. Rusty like turgid. I mean, Engineer's Workshop. All right, let's go to FSD. Select. And FSD range. Let's go ahead and generate some more modifications. There we go, level 2 unlocked, and I still don't have any chemical storage units, so that's as far as we go.
Yep.
Now,
for those we will have to engage in some transport ship massacre.
Now, can I get higher than this on level 1? Oh no, this modification has been completed, that's it. Oh, well I can add,
Well, yes, but usually, like, it doesn't coincide with, you know, your progress bar on the rank towards the progress bar on the circle, like how far you've come in that one rank.
I can add the mass manager, though, because I have the stuff to do that now.
Well, yeah, go ahead. If you have enough materials for that, you can add it.
So you just purchase it once, and it's the same effect regardless? It's not random anymore?
No, it's the same effect. It gives you like flat negatives and positives.
Yeah, 4%.
And it will stay applied to all, like, to the module. It's not attached to the rank or so that you upgrade currently. It's just on the module.
Got it.
So you will have that on the grade 5 later as well.
Okay, well let's see what we've been able to do then. I should have checked what my FSD was at before as far as jump range, but we can definitely take a look now and see where we're at.
By the way, I do hope you had a maximum size A-grade FSD, right?
I did.
Okay, excellent.
And look at that, my jump range now is 40.63 or 43.97.
And that's only the beginning. You can easily get above 60 light years in a DBX.
That is phenomenal. Wow.
What is it you're after next?
Chemical... What was it that we were...
Storage units.
Chemical storage units. That's it. That's fantastic. So look at that. With just a level 1 FSD upgrade, my jump range is now 40.63. So there you have it, folks. Engineering actually is useful for exploration, and I'm sure it's got its uses for everything else as well.
And if we're gonna continue this, I'm gonna look if the family of this chemical storage unit actually has some higher members that maybe don't require killing ships. Though I highly doubt that actually, because the chemical processors and so also I think require you to kill.
Well,
you know what we can do.
We'll see though.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's do this. Next week.
Go to Davshope.
Next week.
I have a map.
We're gonna get. Next week. We will get all the bros who want to go ahead and kill a bunch of ships for us, so that we can go ahead and collect the stuff. We'll put together a little group, and we'll go out to get ourselves a whole bunch of chemical storage units for all who need them. How's that sound?
Next week, Elite guys, you heard it here first.
Next week, Elite Dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. That's right, straight from the horse's mouth. That's my horse sound right there. And
even though, Josh, get prepared for harder requirements again, because next week there will be no bonus weekend anymore, so you will have to pay the iron price.
Oh, we'll pay the iron price. But for now, we're going to pay the iron price with our finishing up the show. So, ladies and gentlemen...
Have some music.
Yeah, have some music. Thanks a lot for joining in this week. I'm going to give you all the salute. There it is. And we hope to see you. I can't even hear Turgeon's music because it's so damn quiet.
Can you not?
Nope.
Oh. There it is. All right, now we got some music. Ladies and gentlemen, hope to see you next Saturday for another broadcast. We'll be killing some stuff, so bring your combat ships, same time, same place, Saturday, 3 p.m. For now, this is all of us here at the broadcast saying thanks for watching. We hope to see you next week, and this is Commander Josh Hawkins signing off.
Commodore Riri McAllister of the Alliance Defense Force has been appointed to the Council of Admirals, filling the vacancy left by the late Tully McBuchanan, who was killed by the League of Reparation. McAllister has pledged to support efforts against the terrorist group responsible for her predecessor's death. Meanwhile, entertainment journalist Solomon Helios has been speculating about the romantic life of Princess Aisling Duval, who is understood to have spurned the advances of Admiral Denton Patrias. 3 potential suitors have been identified. Senator Caspian Leopold, anti-slavery campaigner Yal Torrido, and Federal Ambassador Jordan Rochester. In other news, Los Chupacabras, an independent faction based in the LFT-926 system, has announced plans for a musical event, known as the Jailhouse Rock and Blues Music Festival. In support of the event, Los Chupacabras have placed an open order for quantities of beer, tobacco, coffee and narcotics, and have promised to reward pilots who deliver these commodities to Meredith City in the LFT-926 system. Authorities in the TNC system have reported a sharp increase in the number of criminals operating in the area. To counter this threat, the autocracy of TNC has placed a kill order on all ships on its wanted list, and has promised to reward pilots who deliver bounty vouchers to Janibek of Port. Finally, 2 community-led initiatives reached successful conclusions this week. In the core systems, an operation to recover survivors and salvage from a convoy attacked by pirates was supported by scores of independent pilots, while in Colonia, hundreds of commanders delivered micro-resources to the Colonia Cooperative, which is investigating the region's potential to support larger populations in the future. And those are the main stories this week. The courtship of Aisling Duval. A media broadcast has identified a number of potential romantic suitors for Princess Aisling Duval. Entertainment journalist Solomon Helios discussed the matter in a special edition of his program. There's been a lot of discussion about Aisling Duval lately. System map.
Engage range of drive.
Jumping. System cartography.
Open system map.
System cartography. System map. System map.
Engage frameshift drive.
Charging frameshift drive. Engaging jump.
Engage friendship drive.
Charging the FDL drive.
Open system map.
System cartography.
External camera. External camera.
Change camera.
External camera.
Change camera.
system map.
System map.
Open system map.
System cartography.
Galaxy map.
Displaying map.
Close system map.
Closing map.
Stop screen recording.